Webster Farms. I'm still up at the main house. I can't get into the barn kitchen because of my injury, but today we're going to make a focaccia. And something I've been wanting to do for a while and do a video, so today is the day. The first thing, I've got all my ingredients measured out here with the exception of my discard. And by the way, this is something that's used great for sourdough discard. This is an unfed discard from this morning, or actually last night. You can see it boiled up over and down on me, but it's a good way to use the discard rather than just throwing it out. I have the start over here, which I'm going to be doing pizza dough with later today, and I may video that also, but for right now we're going to do with the focaccia. So the first thing is we want 380 grams of warm water. Then we're going to add 15 grams of olive oil. To that, we want 12 grams of salt. Put those kind of out of the way there. And then I'm just going to kind of stir that around there. I did wash my hands, by the way. And then I want 150 grams of my discard. Scoop that in there. There we are. I just went a hair over, but that's okay. And then swirl it a little bit again. And then lastly, I'm going to add 500 grams of bread flour. Got that all nice and mixed up. And you're adding all your ingredients at once. This recipe does not require an autolyse like other sourdough recipes do. So we've got that all in, and we're going to put it into the stand mixer. Mix it slowly to start, just so it doesn't blow it all around. But you want to mix it until just everything comes together. And that's generally about 5 minutes, with stopping one time to scrape down the bowl. So I just grabbed a spatula. Let's speed it up just a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go in and scrape down the bowl. And this is a very wet dough, by the way. One thing I hate about being up here is everything I need is in the barn kitchen. And I can only have my husband run down there so many times and still stay married. So we're doing the best we can. Okay, scrape that down and we're gonna whip it some more. Okay, we've let it run for almost 5 minutes. It's mixed well. 3 to 5 minutes is what I normally do. So I'm going to turn that off, and now we're just going to let it sit and rest for 30 minutes. And then we will come back again and mix it one more time before we let it sit for the final bulk. So, be back in about 30 minutes. We've just ended our 30-minute rest, so it's time to mix it again. Let's get it going here. And if you'll see, I hope you can see, it's got a lot more strength than it had to start with, just by letting it rest and let that gluten form. So we're going to mix it now until it just starts pulling away and grabbing the hook. I have my bowl right here that we're going to be putting it in. And what you want to do is take some spray oil. I always use spray olive oil. And spray the bottom of this. And then you're going to take some parchment paper and crinkle it up so it's not so stiff. and put in the bowl. And that's what we're going to put this dough into here in just a few minutes. I did find a bowl scraper up here, by the way. Okay, I think we're at where we need to be. So I'm going to stop this. Open it up and raise it. Yeah. Get that off of there. Like I said, it is a very wet dough right now. And we're gonna get this, I guess I can take it and get it and put it in our baking dish right here. And now it's going to rest for 3 to 5 hours. So we're just going to let it sit here in this and come back. And there we go. So we'll be back later this afternoon. Okay, it's been a little over 3 hours, actually almost 4 hours, and it's time to put this baby to rest. I've got my oven heated to 495 degrees, and what we're gonna do first is just drizzle this with olive oil, and be generous with it. Just want the whole surface drizzle with olive oil. And then we're just gonna take our fingers and punch down in it. And I've got for my toppings, I'm going to put tomato on it and just spread. You could put pretty much whatever you want. I'm going to do some tomato and kind of push them down. I have some black olives here. Just kind of push them down into the bread dough. And then I'm going to sprinkle it with some garlic, minced garlic, just a little bit here and there. This is garlic that I grew and processed in my garden. The tomatoes are still fresh from the garden. Actually, it's the last of them. I've got 2 more over there, and that's all the tomatoes that came left from 2021. And here it is today. It is January 11th, 12th, I'm not sure. But anyway, these are from our garden. I'm going to sprinkle it with some Italian seasoning mix that I have made from the herbs in the garden. Just sprinkle it with that. And again, you pick out the herbs and spices that you like. This can be very, very individualized. Lots of herbs. And last, I'm going to add some kosher salt. Again, that thing is hard to open here. I'm going to sprinkle some in my hand and just dust it with it. And this is coarse kosher. And it's ready to go in the oven. So we're going to put it in the oven. I've got a tray in the bottom of the oven that I'm going to throw some water on to add steam to give it a nice crispy crust. And it's gonna, once I put it in the oven, I'm gonna reduce my oven temperature by 100 degrees down to 395. And it'll bake for 20 to 25 minutes. the steam. Steam door, and now we want to reduce the temperature.
No, everything's great. I mean, my job is great. I'm great at my job.
Set our timer. I'm going to set it for 20 minutes and I'll check it then. And that is it. We will be back in a bit with the finished product. And here we are. I just pulled it out of the oven. It's really, really hot. So I'm going to let it cool for a while. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. Put it on a rack and let it cool for an hour or so, and then we will cut it and test it out. It smells really, really good. Really good. And here it is after cutting and cooling. We've already ate half of it. I forgot to get out the film, or the camera and film. Sorry about that. Anyway, it tasted really nice. It did not get as crusty as what I am used to. And I realized I did not turn my oven on convection. In the barn, I've always used convection, and I didn't even think about it up here because it's just a special setting on this oven up here. But anyway, it's really good. It's just not as crusty as I like. So anyway, that's the Focaccia, whatever it's supposed to be. I'm gonna have to look that up. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. Next up, we're gonna be making pizzas in a couple of days, and I've got some more sourdough adventures to share with everyone. Thank you and have a wonderful day.